know what I'm saying? I'ma let y'all motherfuckers know something, man. Shutting shit down. It's a promise, man. Let me get into this shit, man. Let me let them know who I be. The attribute is God, be Lord Supreme, Allah.
Flack here, and just gonna do a quick recap on Yorkis Gamboa and Jorge Solis. That was on HBO this past weekend, and you know, we got what we expected for the most part. You know, Gamboa took his time, but speed too much, power too much, and you know, Solis is an older guy, and you know, the whole tagline was, you know, they were trying to tie the fight in with, you know, with his fight with Manny Pacquiao, and how is Gamboa gonna pair up, or how are you gonna compare the performances? But you know, it was like years ago when Pacquiao fought him, so it was like it made no difference. But you know, Gamboa, like I said, man, he's too fast, and he's one of the top, or you know, he's considered number 2, I guess, next to Juanma. As far as featherweights are concerned, and you know, one thing I noticed with Gamboa in this fight was his ability to, and we've seen this with certain fighters where they start off as brawlers and knockout artists, and then you start to see them wind down and kind of implement a style where, you know, you can be that pressure fighter that pushes forward and throws an array of punches, but then, you know, you can learn to box. And Gamboa's kind of like done it where he can, you know, be in a situation where he can fight it out, but you know, he can box too, man. And I think we've seen this in this fight, and I think we've seen him take his time and, you know, break him down little by little, and then just, you know, the shots were too much, man. And one of the vulnerabilities I've seen in Gamboa, like, you know, like I said, is he, you know, he'll tend to overcommit maybe, and he'll get clocked, he'll get hit, and you're not seeing too much from him, like, at that point, or you know, you don't see him really, like, doing that much, because he likes to stay on the outside. You know, he's really not on the inside, you know, trying to dig in. I mean, and the funny thing is, he's short, man. I mean, I don't know if anybody's met him or seen him. I mean, I've personally seen him, and he's a short dude, and you know, he doesn't really have a long reach. So it's interesting that, like, he's trying to do that. But the funny thing about it is the way he moves in too is, you know, it's a lot. It's attributed to his footwork too. I mean, he could really bounce in really quick and hit you to the body and throw a combination in there and still be, you know, and start off from the outside like that, you know. And you know, Pacquiao can do that, and you know, guys like Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones was able to do that, and has that ability to kind of do that, and I think that's going to work in his favor, you know, as long as his feet are are underneath him. But for the most part, it's you know, it was a dominating performance, man. I mean, I think Solis is obviously older, you know, and you know, but nevertheless, I mean, that doesn't take away from Gamboa's his performance, man. I mean, dude's, you know, he's fast as shit with his combinations, and you know, goes to the body really well, and you know, this is why he's one of the top fighters, you know, in that division. So, which brings up the next occurrence that happened in the fight, or after the fight, which was Juanma coming in the ring after Gamboa was being interviewed, and you know, basically went through this. You know, they asked him a question. You know, what do you think of fighting Juanma? And he was like, hey, well, look, you know, they wanna build Juanma up, you know, so then they're not gonna put him in the ring with me, you know, so I'm gonna move him to 130, or you know, see what's good. But you know, Juanma gets in the ring, and he's like, no, I got this fight coming up. We can get it on, and I'm like, yo, that's what's up, yo. I'm like, this is. I mean, you know, I talked about this before, man. I mean, there's there's fights that are being made that, you know, for most boxing fans, you know, it's fights that we've been wanting to see, and I think this is definitely, just for the style of the fight, this is gonna be one of, if this gets signed this year, this could be one of the best fights this year. I mean, you got, you know, and the stakes are so high, man. I mean, think of a win for Gamboa, you know, what that does for him, but also to put, you know, Cuban boxing back on the map, yo. I mean, people don't realize, you know, obviously because of Cuba's history and everything. I mean, they've bred some incredible fighters, man, that most of us will never know about or don't know about, you know, unless you go and do your research. But Gamboa can be that guy to, you know, stamp, you know, Cuba with, you know, be like, yo, I'm the top of the world, you know, that, and same with Lopez, man. I mean, Lopez can shoot off from here, man, and, you know, obviously I see him moving up in weight, so that fight will be crazy, real crazy, and I mean, I think it's, in my opinion, I don't know if they should do a pay-per-view though. If they stack the card up, yeah, definitely. But that's pretty much it, man. I mean, that's really, to me, the highlight was Gamboa coming out, or I'm sorry, Wama coming out. Even though Gamboa he fought a great fight. So let me know what you think as far as that bubbling up with Gamboa and Wama. That's gonna be a crazy fight. I can't wait for that. And like I always say, man, hit up the podcast, hit up the links, and I'll be back soon. Peace.